We're up here looking over the beach.
Yep.
Me and my mate Pete.
Yep.
Hang out a bit, thoroughly enjoy each other's company. Pete's 85, not out.
Yeah, December the 12th.
December the 12th, killing it. Lives the dream up here at the Goldie. And he's a man of much wisdom. That's for sure. You were born, what year were you born,
1937.
1937.
Just before the Second World War.
And one of your memories is your old girl.
Dragging me up the stairs by my hair. Because I was a lovely child when I was about 2 or 3.
Before we step into that, mate. Before we step into that,
well, the war. That was when the war was on between me and her.
She was a lovely mother.
Yes, she was too.
She should have flogged you more.
Yeah, she should have. Yeah.
But no, mate. Look, I'm trying to nut out a podcast with you.
Yeah.
Because I want you to share your wisdom about what we agree on with the fact that love's probably the most important thing you ever have in life.
Yep.
And you said to me the other day, and I've never heard anyone say it, you said about love. I said, why do you need love? And your answer was, because you've got something to fall back on. And I love that, man.
It's the key to life, really. And if you haven't got love, well, you haven't got much.
Yeah.
You know, it's the bottom line. Your life revolves around love of some way or other.
You reckon there's 1,000 ways to love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's only one real love, and that's the love that you and another person generate between the two of you, I believe.
Fucking oath, I like that, yeah. Pretty true, isn't it? Because your kids are different love, everything's different love.
They go their own way and they get their love.
Yeah.
But the love that you have for them is a totally different love, but it's still love. But it's nothing like personal love, which you only get that with another person, I believe.
Can you get that with different people?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, like my first wife left, and I loved her to start with. But it didn't last too long, only 22 years.
Good stint.
So we moved. Yeah, it was a good stint.
I only did 10, mate. I only lasted 10.
And then I went from there to, like everybody does, doing other things, making my own way. I concentrated more on my business and everything like that. And it didn't worry me a great deal after about 6 or 12 months at the most.
After you left her?
Yeah. Well, she left me.
Yeah.
So that made it easier.
Yeah.
Well, it was difficult at the time, but it didn't last for too long.
Yeah, you don't sweat the small shit.
I got to get on. I had a beautiful bloody Rottweiler dog. I had more love out of it than I did with her. We weren't actually intimate, but...
I had a good dog too, mate, yeah. Always had a good dog.
But, no, I was lucky. I used to play a fair bit of golf in those days after she went. Well,
mate, that's how it goes. But it's good when you got it, isn't it?
Yeah. But I moved on from there. I met a girl who was working in the bar at the golf club, and we got on real well. And then, long story short, we moved in together. I bought a house with her, and then after a beautiful relationship that lasted about 20 years, she had cardiomyopathy, and she had to get a heart transplant, which we had 2 goes at it, which we didn't get any luck at all. We had 2 runs to the Prince Charles Hospital in Brisbane on Christmas Day. They had a heart, which was great, and then we got told no, it was a defect heart, so we had to drive all the way back home again for another year. And exactly the same thing happened again on Christmas Day again, and the same...
2 years in a row, same day, same fucking outcome.
Exactly, yeah, and worse more than I've ever had a kick in the guts. I've had kicks in the guts when
you feel that now as you're talking about that, mate?
Yeah,
What's
I do.
that feeling like?
It's probably one of the worst, other than the time I got the phone call that my father passed away. at night, and I'd been out on the piss with my girlfriend at the time. Yeah, that was probably the worst tragedy of my life up till then. And then this happened, was another story.
Do you believe, Pete, I might mean to cut you off there, mate, but you get back into that, but do you believe that when you experience that love, right, and then they die, and that grief of heartache, like, but grief makes you realise...
Never goes away.
No, that fucking shit never goes away.
No.
No, I know that. But do you reckon you realise it then? Or you realise it when you had it? How important it is?
It hits you like, you know, in both cases as far as my dad dying.
Yeah.
And basically the same effect to you when your best friend, your best friend, your soulmate, you know, that when they pass away, I had to stay at the hospital when she was dying, and that was probably one of the worst experiences I've ever had.
Yeah, heavy, fucking heavy, man.
Yeah.
Very heavy.
And they said, do you want to come and see her now? Now she's passed. Do you want to come and see? I said, what's the fucking good?
What's the point?
What's the good of me going there and seeing her the way I'd never ever visualised would be happening to her, you know?
Yeah.
I said, no, I don't. I don't want to come in and see her at all. I said, she's not there, she's gone, and so is my fucking heart. That's it, you know?
Did you go stone cold, brother?
Yeah, oh yeah. I wanted to kill a taxi driver who cut me off driving home.
Yeah.
That day, lucky I had Vanessa, my stepdaughter, which was her daughter, and the other daughter in my car, and the taxi cut me off, and I went to traffic lights, so I jumped out of the car. I was going to kill the bastard. He wouldn't have had any idea while I was belting the shit out of him.
No, that's right.
Yeah, no, never will.
So I'm going to cruise around, Pete, and try and speak to people of all different areas in life, and just normal dudes, man.
Yeah.
Normal experiences.
Yeah.
And the purpose of it is to if someone needs help in that interview, and people can reach in on my website, and we can try and communicate different people to help each other in different ways.
Yeah.
But I know love is the only thing that
It is.
I couldn't give a fuck about money. I don't care about any of it.
But see, when my dad died, there's still in the back of my mind, I just said to him, okay, Dad, well, I'm going to Carlton tonight. I'll see you in the morning, or sometime tomorrow morning. Yeah, no worries. And then I thought, I never told him I loved him. I don't think I ever told me Dad I loved him. And I think that's what really bugs me. I think so.
Yeah, I say it every time I speak to my kids.
But you got to.
My old girl goes, oh, what do you say that for? I say it all the time. Love you.
Yeah, well, I say it now. I say it to people that are really good mates.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
You know, in my day, you probably would. Some would have. I don't remember. I don't honestly remember blokes saying to their dad that they loved them.
Probably not that much love when you're ducking rockets.
Yeah, well, you know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're at war. Your old man goes to war. Your old girl's fucking raising
you.
Yeah,
but I never said, oh, I love you, now you're back, because I was too little to fucking know what all that's about. You know, I just recognised a pair of fucking big boots and looked like a giant in front of me, but it was only about my height anyway.
When you come home?
Yeah, he had his uniform on and one fucking arm, you know. I thought, Jesus Christ.
That's right, he got shot. They shot his arm off.
He said the Japanese, the Germans, he got machine gun from a tank. Yeah. He got machine across his chest, but that didn't kill him, or it hurt him enough. But he had two belly buttons that they had to drain his stomach and all that. Yeah, that was a feature of him, poor old bugger.
That's where you get your hardness from, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a tough old prick, I'll give you that. You've had two strokes. Yeah,
well, the other one was your stroke. that was a sweating stroke. And I thought to myself, well, you know, no, I was convinced it was a stroke.
Why don't you
I
tell
was.
us?
No, I was convinced when it was happening.
I know you were, mate. Tell the story, because it's a pretty good story. We started off there and just went deep, real quick,
Yeah.
as we do all the time. Sorry, mate.
No, it's all right. I'd come out with you that day and we had a few beers. I don't know what it was, 8 or 10. I couldn't remember. I'm not, you know, they were asking me all these questions at the hospital. I said, oh, I don't really know. I said,
I just remembered you eating buds then. When you left.
hey?
When you left out of the car, you had a bud in your mouth, eating
I
it.
chewed it. I swallowed the bastard. At the hospital, I said, oh, I don't really know. I said,
It was a good day.
but I said, I don't drink a lot of beer or don't drink a lot of anything much these days. I said, I can't. I said, because I fall over and I've got blood coming out of every bloody where with the blood thinners.
That's right. So I didn't respect that, did I?
No, it's not your bloody fault. I mean,
it's not.
I'd get a couple of beers in. I'm fucking Superman when I get pissed.
You're keeping up, mate. We're punching some schooners.
Yeah, we must have had, I don't know, I said about 8, but I didn't
think
know.
I was drinking pints.
I just took a guess and he said, this professor said to me, he said, what, you know, I said, no, I said that was in the whole afternoon. I said, I didn't just sit down and drink 10 beers or 8 beers. I said, no, it was only beer. He said, was it only beer? I said, yeah. And then I thought, hang on, what was that shit we had coming home? And I thought, oh, fuck, I bet that's what it fucking was. Because I've never had any of that magic, but not too much.
No, you can say it on here, mate. That's the whole fucking story.
You know, I've never had any magic millions. The worst I ever had.
Magic millions.
This is this.
Right.
I had 2 strokes, yes, and I was convinced I was having another stroke.
And
went to bed, I got home, Ashley says to me, my son Ashley says to me, geez, you been out in the piss, Dad? I said, yeah, I've had a few drinks. I said, but I'm all right. He said, yeah, it looks like you're all right, and he seen me very drunk. Anyway, I sat there for a while chatting to him, and I was like, oh, I'm going to bed anyway. I said, I'm too tired. So I went to bed, and I woke up busting for a pee. And I got to laying there thinking, oh, I've got to get up for a pee. Jeez, what a pain in the ass this is. So I go to get up and I couldn't get my head off the pillow. And I thought, what's going on? I thought, it's pretty bloody hot in here. So I threw the sheets off me and blanket. And I'm fucking dripping, fucking wet. And I thought, shit, I got to go for a pee. Anyway, I couldn't get my legs out of bed. And I finally got them out. And I went to stand up, and I couldn't stand up. And I thought, oh, shit, I'm having another bloody stroke. And then I started sweating even more. It looked like someone had poured a bucket of water over me. And I thought, oh, I've got to go for a piss or I'll pee all over the bloody floor. So I managed to hang on to everything and got round to the toilet and had a pee. And then I battled my way back, and I couldn't get back to my bed. So I just sat on the edge of the bed where I come out the ensuite, just sat in the bed. And I'm just sitting there dripping. I said, Ashley! I said, I think I'm having another stroke. He said, no, you're not. He said, you've been out in the piss all night. Get up and get me a fucking ambulance. He came and he said, what's wrong? I said, what's wrong? I said, I'm fucked. I said, I think this is the end. This is the 3rd stroke.
You were convinced you're having a stroke.
Oh, what? Dead set. I said, there's no way known. I've had bloody hangovers and been pissed out of my brain, but I said, nothing like this, because it was dripping off me, the sweat.
Just pissing out,
yeah, like I busted a leak. I didn't have a headache or anything. My head was everywhere, though, like a stroke.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't, you know, I knew what I wanted to do, but it didn't want to do what I'm thinking. Anyway, he calls the ambulance. Finally, they arrived. The siren blaring and fucking waking everybody. It was 1:30 in the fucking morning. Anyway, they said, oh, can you walk? I said, no, if I could walk, I would have been fucking laying there. I said, I was sitting there. I said, I can't get up, let alone walk. Oh, what have you done? You this, that and the other. I said, yeah. And they said, oh, we'll have to put a catheter in your arm. I said, I don't give a fuck what you do, just do something. Anyway, they put the bloody thing right there, right where it bends.
Yeah, that's where they jam it in.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't move it because every
Yeah.
time I move it, it would jag right into me.
Yeah, righto.
Usually they go
They
in
can go
down
down a
here.
bit, yeah.
Well, I've had it in the back of
Yeah,
their hands. And I was nearly telling them where to put it right in their ass.
Might be.
Anyway, he says, "Oh, can you walk?" I said, "No." "Oh, how are we going to get you down the stairs?" "I have no idea." I said, "Haven't you got some way of, you know, one leg up there, one leg down, whatever?" "I don't know." I said, you're the ambos." And we've got a stretcher type thing that we'll have to slide you down on the stretch. I said, "Oh, right, whatever, let's do it." So anyway, I get on this bloody thing, and they folded the legs down, and it was just like on a stretcher with no wheels under it. So I thought, if they let me go, I'll go straight in and pass out the fucking door, straight into the pool, drown. Anyway, they let me down, but they weren't holding me up so I'd go from tread to tread, nice, easy, slide me down. They're going, boom, boom, fucking boom. I thought, oh shit, I don't know what I'm going to make the fucking hospital. I don't need this bullshit. So anyway, we get to the ambulance. And Ashley said, "What do you want me to do, Dad? Will I come with you?" I said, "No, just go back to bed." I said, "I've got these pair of fuck." Well, I say the pair of fuck. Take me to hospital. I doubt if I'll make it, sort of thing. That was funny. That was really funny, though. I thought, I'm never going to do that again. One way or another, I'm going to make me crawl down the bloody stairs if I have to. So I can get very emotional with anything that's vividly connected to her, basically, and my dad.
Yeah, you can't talk about your old man. It fucks you, doesn't it?
No, it kills me.
Yep.
Kills me. Yep. Yeah, well, I thought I'd never do anything ever again. I stopped playing football. I never went out. I used to sit out the front of my house on the gate post, a little gate, and just sit there and look to where we used to go for a walk, you know.
Yep.
Even my mum didn't really relate to me, and she was still living with us, and
something about that, isn't it?
yeah, and it's funny, you know, because like my mum was my bloody she was my saviour during the war. You know, she was always there for me, even though she pulled me bloody hair. You know, she pulled me into line. You know, but when we grew up, I had more time for my dad than I did my mum.
That's only because you got those agates between your legs, mate. It's just it's a man thing, you know.
Yeah. I thought, I made me really proud, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I thought, I never told him I loved him. I don't think I ever told me dad I loved him. And that's what really bugs me. I think so.
Yeah, I say it every time I speak to my kids.
But you got it.
Yeah. My old girl goes, "Oh, what do you say that for?" I say, "I say it all the time. Love you."
Yeah, well, I say it now. I say it to people that are you know, are really good mates.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
You know, in my day, you know,
didn't
but you probably would. Some would have. I don't remember. I don't honestly remember blokes saying to their dad that they loved them.
Probably not that much love when you're ducking rockets.
Yeah, well, you know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're at war. Your old man goes to war. Your old girl's fucking raised.
Yeah, but I never said, "Oh, I love you." Now you're back, because I was too little to fucking know what all that's about. You know, I just recognised a pair of fucking big boots and looked like a giant in front of me, but it was only about my height anyway.
When you come home.
Yeah, he had his uniform on and one fucking arm, you know. I thought, Jesus Christ.
That's right, he got shot. They shot his arm off.
He said the Japanese, the Germans, yeah. He got machine gun from a tank. Yeah. He got machine across his chest, but that didn't kill him, or it hurt him enough. But he had two belly buttons, but they had to drain his stomach and all that. Yeah, that was a feature of him, poor old bugger.
That's where you get your hardness from, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a tough old prick, I'll give you that. You've had two strokes.
Yeah, well, the other one was your stroke. that was